So, I am in my altar slash creativity room, and I'm writing both literally and figuratively. What happens when I talk really fast? I am both literally and figuratively writing another pretty touchy essay in my latest manuscript. I have come to realize that I am still holding on to a lot of the pain that I am currently trying to write about. And it may not always manifest in the way that we perceive pain. It may not always come out as grief or loss. But if and when you find yourself constantly in the space of having to argue or get visibly upset about something, or you find yourself coming out of a space of normalcy, or the way you would typically act towards something is not what's coming forward, but instead something that you don't recognize, it's time to get some shit out your system. Time to get some things out. My particular way of getting things out is to write. And I have been working on this manuscript for going on a year and a half. I put it down because 2018, like for the most of us, kicked my whole ass. So there was a lot of work that I did not get done. And I found myself not being able to write certain things because I was not in a place of receiving a lot of those things. I was not in a place where I was able to really accept and deal with those things, even though I really wanted to get through them as quickly as I could, because it's uncomfortable. It's not something that I want to handle the way that it is being handled within my life. But the universe does not always give you what you want. It will give you what you need, even when it hurts, even when it's awkward, even when it does not feel good. And that's what 2018 has been for me. I've gone through a lot of loss, gone through a lot of heartbreak. Someone that I loved tremendously broke me in a way that I did not know I was able to be broken. And every day is a reminder of that. And every day I have a 100% survival rate, even if that survival is just getting up in the morning. I know one day that I will be able to live my life completely trauma-free. And I'm learning how to navigate the reality of one day not feeling or desiring to feel pain because it's what I've been used to. That it's okay to come out on the other side and be better. And that I'm not less than or an imposter because I made it through. That it's okay to make it through. And that's such an odd thing for me. But in the space of being so many different multitudes of an individual, I am a writer, I am a healer, I am an educator, and how I'm able to best help people who are on that path of wanting to write and get things out of their system, while also simultaneously learning how to heal, is to come at this from a real life perspective, to come at this from a real sense of understanding and feeling, and that the best way to get things out of your system, the best way to navigate healing when it comes to letting go, is to acknowledge when there's knocking on your door. And if you are in the writing space, if you are a writer in any capacity, to begin telling that story. To not worry about who may come along, who may try to confront or accuse you of conflating or try to deny you peace because it's a story that they may be uncomfortable with, especially if that person that is causing or attempting to cause that problem is the person that did the damage. It's okay. And I encourage us to keep writing. There is no story that we are not in place to tell. One day we will look up and realize that we were the only people that could share this. We were the only individuals that were and could be trusted to share this work and to share these stories. That does not make it easy. That does not mean it feels good to try to tell all these stories and to get healing from these stories. That in and of itself is the most difficult thing. Because how do you take something that was meant to destroy you and find purpose in it? How do you reconcile when someone is not dealing with their shit and tries to make their shit your shit and tries to make you a casualty of it? How do you handle that? And as I'm writing this chapter in my book, the title of this chapter is Tips on Letting Go. And one thing I do promise for this channel is to continue to share these things in a real time fashion, not in a way of saying that, I have it all figured out. I have everything, and here are my tips because I have reached the mountaintop and figured out everything. And I'm here to tell you commoners how to figure these things out. I'm figuring this out in real time. And it's not easy. It's not always a pretty fight. It's not always something that you can write home about. But more than anything, I need to let these things go. Because as unfamiliar and awkward and uncomfortable as it is and feels to know myself outside of pain, I want it just as much as I want breathing. I desire it more than anything to know what I look like on the other side. To know that in the space of being a healer, that I am constantly being healed. And I am constantly doing the work of being healed. And it never ends, never stops. Something will always come up that needs attention. And it's on me to give it that attention. I want to stop being angry. I want to stop being upset at that which from this day forward won't matter anymore. I have to let go. And I have to develop the fortitude to let go. And the vulnerability looks like this. And it sucks, but it's worth it.